dangerous. If they don't get a handle on that early, that's going to be pretty spooky. She can be ridiculously strong really, really easily if she gets even a slight lead. So that's I think something that they're going to have to watch out for. Although in the late game, the Tryndamere, I'm sure you know as a Tryndamere player how the shenanigans go. You just let him go in top lane for 30 seconds and he's at your Nexus. So
Oh, and it's looking like we might see an invade here. We've only seen one other invade in this entire tournament, and Ezreal has to be careful here. He finally spots them out, and Nautilus just pushing forward. All 5 players there are getting spotted out by a ward. Good job by Ezreal and the rest of JHS to take a bit of a standard layout and make sure they don't get caught by surprise by any invades, but love the spunk early from AMG.
For sure, that would have been big if they were able to catch that Ezreal out early. That would have been a very, very unfortunate situation. So good to see that he was able to stay safe.
Yep, and some interesting buys as well as summoner spells coming out. We talked a bit before about how Wukong has the decision to take teleport or ignite, opting for the teleport, giving his team a little bit more utility in these team fights, as he'll be able to roam all the way down from top lane to maybe secure a drag or something like that. In the mid lane, we have the opposite. Syndra opting for a teleport instead of maybe a safer summoner spell like Barrier or an aggressive one like Ignite. And so she'll be playing a little bit more passively, allowing herself to pick up all the CS she can in the early game. And Tryndamere, of course, going the Ignite with that huge kill potential. Now his early game is looking a little bit better than Wukong's as he continues to trade out these auto attacks, but he doesn't have too much. Oh, and look at the flash out from Wukong as well as the Ignite from Tryndamere and a huge early trade in the top lane. Shocky will take that every day of the week, trading his flash or for his Ignite, pardon me, for Wukong's flash.
I mean, that's the Tryndamere special as well right there. The level 1 to 3 hard stomp with those lucky crits from his passive. That's about how it's going to go. And I'm not surprised to see that Zhen in the top lane on Wukong didn't take Ignite, because once Tryndamere hits 6, it's going to be next to useless. So I think teleport is going to provide a lot more for him in this game overall.
Yeah, exactly. That Ignite ticking down for the exact amount of time that Tryndamere has his ultimate up for. So he's basically able to negate all of it, as well as the fact that he will be able to queue up to about half HP afterwards. So I think you're right. A good selection in the teleport there. And now early in the bot lane, we're seeing the early comp of Kai'Sa and Nautilus. Obviously going to be doing a little bit more damage early, a little bit more pressure, able to push them in under turret and get that early CS lead.
That's right. And we can see both junglers moving top. A good stun onto the Vladimir there in the mid lane, but not going to be able to do much off of it besides just pressuring him off that wave. And yeah, we can see they're pretty safe to push up. This would normally be a risky position, but knowing that both junglers are top lane, we'll see if they can do anything under tower here. Those Nautilus hooks are something to watch out for. But then again, Leona is something you want to stay away from if you can help it. So
yeah, and a good job by Tryndamere to be able to back. He's already backed once, got his boots, has his first sword, and it still has a CS lead. But now Udyr going towards the top lane. I think Tryndamere spotted him out. Already uses E to go away. Still has his flash, has to flash out. Able to get stunned down by Udyr, and a good job by the jungle from the side of ALG, pardon me, to be able to get the flash out from the top laner early.
Unfortunate that Hecarim couldn't have gotten there a little bit quicker for the counter gank, but that's just the way his pathing went. It looks like we may see him head mid here as well.
Oh, potentially, as now Hecarim just walking through mid, letting Vlad know he's there, and Vlad doing a little bit of damage for that trade. It looks like Hecarim's going to try to go for a bit of an early invade as Leona's rotating up to allow him to get that scuttle crab. And CS differences all over the map. Tryndamere has a pretty big lead in the top lane. I know it's kind of even now, but he does have a wave crashing towards his tower. And it looks like Udyr and Wukong might be going for an early tower dive. They know that he has no summoner spells up, and Wukong taking a tower shot early there might make it a little bit more difficult. And Tryndamere potentially stepping up here, has to be careful. Doesn't know Udyr's there. Udyr offering for the back, and now going in is Wukong doing a lot of damage there. And the heal coming out from Tryndamere not going to allow him to re-engage, as he's not going to have that passive stacked up to be able to deal all these crits. And the excitement in the top lane, but looking towards the bottom lane now, a big hook, and Ezreal having to E out of that. A little bit of a trade going down in the bot, and every single lane just so exciting so far, and that's what we thought we'd see here so far.
For sure, and we can see that huge CS lead starting to grow in the mid lane, already up 11 CS on the Syndra. Vladimir is very, very much not someone you normally think of as a lane bully, especially in the early game, but into the right matchup, he can be quite hard to deal with. Especially someone like Syndra, who most of her abilities are pretty telegraphed. If he can get those clutch W's off, then he's going to be very hard to hit. We're seeing both junglers coming down into the bot lane now. Will we see some action take place?
Oh, potentially Hecarim, maybe even backing here, but thinking about it twice as he's just kind of waiting for the bot lane of ALG to try to engage on Adam and plus 12 stacks. And it looks like he's finally going to back as both junglers back off. I did want to call out, look at the CS difference in top lane now. Tryndamere is up 20 CS and Wukong responding with the double cloth by making sure that he's not going to be dove early and maybe keeping that score line at 0-0-0 as long as he can.
And I think that's honestly very smart. Just staying away from Tryndamere, not letting him snowball, because if he gets ahead, he's going to just shred through that top lane, take those towers before the team can even blink. So I think playing safe against him, if he doesn't think he can kill him, or if he doesn't know for sure that he can get a kill on him, his best bet is just going to be to stay safe and farm up.
Yeah, and farming up not going the best so far as he is still, again, down 10 CS as both mid laners finally with their ultimate, maybe looking for a roam soon as Nautilus clearing wards in the river and pings coming out from the side of JHS to let everybody know exactly what he's doing. So far, early start here, not too much action in terms of kills, and I think that's what we're going to be seeing here. It is best of 3 in the quarterfinals, 2 teams of pretty high levels, so both teams, neither of them wanting to make the first mistake in this game.
Agreed. And dead even on gold so far. They're both at 9K. Everywhere that there's a differential, it's balanced out by another lane. So very, very even start. I'm wondering when we'll start to see some action coming up. We may see a dive on the Tryndamere. If he can get ult, he might be able to survive it. The Udyr is moving up towards that top lane, or maybe heading down towards mid lane for the Syndra.
Yeah, just clearing out Hecarim's top jungle. And now Syndra pushed underneath turret with little to no mana. And I think this is a great opportunity for a dive. Hecarim is in great position to help support the dive. And I think Syndra is kind of noticing this. SSJ4Z looking to back. I know that he knows that there's a wave crashing under his turret, but a good third eye there to be able to not take too much damage. Now Tryndamere engaging on the Wukong, a good W early. Wukong having to ultimate out, and nice using that W to be able to ghost out of there. But the Wukong ultimate is down, and that call is going to be coming out for Tryndamere, potentially have Hecarim come up. And now Hecarim looking towards a mid lane and a Vladimir ultimate into the Hecarim, and Hecarim getting the heck on out of there. That's 2 ultis blown from the side of ALG, and now a Syndra stun coming out, and Vladimir was still with his pool up. Syndra has to be careful not to ulti him while he still has that up.
Can I say I respect the pun, by the way? Getting the heck out of there. I like that.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even mean to
coming back in.
Oh, another flash coming out from Vladimir. Now Hecarim re-engaging onto him, and Vladimir able to get the empowered Q off to get a lot of healing there. And Tryndamere taking 2 auto attacks from the tower just for 1 auto attack, and then now re-engaging in the bot lane is Nautilus and a good stun out from Leona, and a lot of damage coming onto the Ezreal, but Udyr now re-engaging a nice exhaust onto the Leona. The Leona W popping off, able to get the stun out, and a nice heal coming out from Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa ignited. Now Hecarim re-engaging onto the Kai'Sa in the back lane, able to get him, but now Udyr getting the Leona, and now Udyr re-engaging onto the Hecarim and Ezreal. Nautilus so low here. A nice stun from the Nautilus to be able to get him off of the Udyr. Ezreal able to pick up the kill onto the Nautilus, now re-engaging onto the Udyr under tower, and a great triple kill from the side of JHS as they are now up 4 kills to 1.
Spectacular play from JHS, and that 2 kills on Hecarim is going to put him at a huge advantage. That's going to let him get a lot of gold, a lot of items, and give him... It looks like they're going to get the dragon here as well, with all that pressure that they got from the bot lane being back in their base. We're going to see a TP from the Vlad to come top, but that lead from JHS is going to be hard to stop.
Oh, and now Wukong engaging on the Tryndamere, but Tryndamere able to get out of that with the Q. I'm just hearing from production now. We're going to do a bit of a quick time check. So just so you know, guys, right now I am at 906, 907, 908, 909. I'm assuming faults around the same area, and we'll just be able to fast forward or go back if we need to make sure that these team fights are clean. And so it looks like production's a second ahead. Maybe they can just pause that for a second and make sure that we're all on the same page. But again, a great fight from Hecarim there in the bot lane to be able to get dragged now. And just to make sure we're on the same page as production, right now I'm 933, 934, 935. Hopefully that's all the same so that we can get some nice spicy clips from this ALG versus JHS quarterfinals.
I'm right there with you. I'm at the same time in the game. And yeah, this is going to be... We've started to see that snowball pick up for JHS, and we'll see if it continues to roll and get bigger. Unfortunate for the Kai'Sa in the bot lane, but she does still have quite a big CS lead. So I think the gold between her and Ezreal is fairly even.
Yeah, it looks like Hecarim's done a good job of getting that bot lane ahead as well as himself. Tryndamere, no help needed in the top lane as he was able to secure a solo kill onto the Wukong, who's already been stacking armor. And so now just looking towards the mid lane, Syndra is down by 13, or pardon me, 24 CS into that mid lane. That's almost 2 full kills of gold onto Vladimir. So Hecarim might want to look towards the mid lane to help his mid laner out or continue to snowball other lanes. I think it's up to this pony at that point.
Yeah, I think the Hecarim from this point on, he's got the full chem tank already. He's going to be zooming. And I think a lot of the pressure in this game is going to be reliant around that Hecarim, around his engages and how they go. We'll see if the Udyr can catch back up and have the same kind of impact for his team, but I'm not sure that it's going to be enough at this point.
Oh, and now rotating up, Nautilus has to be a little bit careful now. Oh, if only he landed the hook. And now Udyr in the bot lane as well as Hecarim. A nice Nautilus ultimate coming out, and Leona taking a lot of damage. A nice R from Leona to be able to get the double stun off. Now Leona just trying to get the heck out of there, as well as Hecarim re-engaging onto the Udyr. Does Leona have enough damage to solo kill onto this Udyr? Oh, Ezreal able to grab it, and now Hecarim able to get the Kai'Sa. Another double kill in the bot lane for Hecarim. This pony is out of control right now.
1 for 3. The Leona going down in exchange for Udyr and both members of the bot lane. That is going to be huge. Ezreal evening out that gold deficit that he's got in CS, and the Hecarim absolutely monstrous at this point.
And now an Ignite into the Wukong ultimate underneath turret. Tryndamere able to get the ultimate to not die there. A great dive for him as now he is up 2-0-0 in the top lane without any help from his friends.
A valiant effort from the Wukong there, but the Tryndamere train is rolling right now. He's going to be very, very strong as this game goes on, and I wonder, the Udyr's there to counter him, but if he gets much stronger, he's going to be shredding through that top lane.
Absolutely. The Tryndamere train has taken off. Everybody who's on it is on it, and everybody who's missed it has indeed missed it, as he is 2-0-0. Just one item away from his first mythic, as they're looking to secure Rift Herald as well. I believe they did just grab that in the top lane. And now looking towards a mid gank potentially, as Hecarim and Leona are both collapsing onto the Vladimir. Good awareness by Vladimir to get out of there. And now Hecarim trying to engage on the Udyr in his top jungle, saying, uh-oh, those aren't your Raptors, but has to be careful, as Wukong and Vladimir potentially going for a collapse on him.
Looks like we can see the red side bot lane moving up as well. Are they going to potentially try to get some pressure on the mid tower, or are they just going to look for vision, try to get some control of the map? It looks like that's going to be the case, as they're just going to ward up and walk back towards bot lane.
And it looks like
do something big here.
Yeah, Tryndamere has the Rift Herald in his hands. Could be looking potentially to grab top tower soon, or maybe just waiting until that Air Dragon comes up to have to force Udyr to make a choice between his top turret and giving up second drag 13 minutes into this game.
I believe that would be the right call. Oh, and he drops the Herald now. Never mind. Let's see what he can do with it.
Oh, and now the Rift getting dropped, and he has an entire wave with him. He might just be able to get this tower here, as Udyr is in the bot lane, and Wukong's not going to have a whole lot of support. Wukong just falling off, and Tryndamere getting the first tower of that game with the Rift Herald.
The Tryndamere train, as we said, this is what he does. He is level 11, 2 levels up on the Wukong now. Potentially going to get 2 towers here. If Wukong
oh my goodness, and able to get the second charge off onto that top lane turret. Tryndamere just going crazy here. Shocky now rotating down towards mid lane. He knows that it's going to take a minute or two for Wukong to push that back out towards him. So why not help out some other people and or just take a bunch of Udyr's jungle now with Mountain Drake coming up in about 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, looks like they may be engaging onto the Vladimir here, or just trying to push that mid tower and get that prio for drag.
I think that's what Tryndamere is going to be doing. Wukong, a good job to rotate down as well, follow his laner. Now all 5 players from the side of JHS are around Dragon. They might just be able to get this one for free, as it's looking completely uncontested. And that's going to be the second drag of the game for JHS. 14 minutes in, they are up 6 kills and 4K gold. JHS running away with this one early, but like we said, this is quarterfinals. Both teams know exactly what they're doing, and so this can still go either way at this point.
For sure. I'm surprised to see that it's been this one-sided so far. That gold deficit is going to be very, very tricky. What do you think their win con is for the red side here?
For ALG, I mean, we've heard so much about that ADC in the bot lane with Kai'Sa. She has the most CS in the game. The problem is Hecarim just continues to terrorize them in the bot lane. Now Smite coming into Vladimir, and Vladimir with the empowered Q able to get out of there, maybe just saving onto his W to make sure he doesn't pool too early in a fight. But as I said, I think it's just going to be making sure Kai'Sa doesn't go down too much more and allowing her to output a lot of that damage, as well as Vladimir doing a lot of work for the side of ALG. So they do still have two quite high damage carries who are by no means out of the game yet. So I think focusing on those champions and allowing them to really snowball is going to be key for this game. And now a teleport coming in from Wukong, trying to go in onto this Leona. It looks like they listen to me now. Kai'Sa re-engaging. She has almost no HP, but it doesn't really matter when she has all her team there as well. And now getting ultimate as well as ignited, still being able to get out of there. Wukong now with a double kill into the bot lane, chasing down into the Ezreal, and Ezreal able to E on out of there, not allowing the side of ALG to get 3 kills, but 2 kills. A great teleport from Wukong there to be able to get a double, and Kai'Sa able to stay alive as she gets ignited.
I'm amazed that the Kai'Sa managed to survive, and we're going to see the Tryndamere taking down that other tower. As we said, you leave him alone for 30 seconds and he's at your Nexus. So not surprised to see that. But yeah, fantastic play from Ego on the Kai'Sa to stay alive there. Going in with what must have been double-digit HP at best was a bold call, but she did manage to make it work. And that's just like that. Wukong is back in the game. He's got his Divine Sunderer. He's got a Bramble Vest. He's going to be a lot harder for Tryndamere to deal with now. Excuse me. And that could be quite big in terms of evening things out.
Yeah, for sure. And Tryndamere almost had 10 CS per minute there for a second, and it's just going to be so scary as this game goes on, because although Wukong went down and got a double, which is amazing for him, now all he has is an inhibitor turret left.
Yeah, and that's going to be giving up a lot of pressure for
things and like the hook Baron. From Nautilus, but Syndra able to get the stun onto both Nautilus and Kai'Sa, and allowing herself to be able to flash out of there. Bit of a mispositioning there from her to force the flash, but a good flash to be able to get out of there. And Tryndamere might be getting caught out here, as he's already used his E to get over the wall, and now that E is back up again. What a free flash on about a 2-second cooldown. I cannot believe he has that ability. Able to get out, and now all 5 players from the side of ALG are grouped towards his mid lane.
It's Tryndamere. He's going to be able to get out of there. I know it sounds like I'm roasting this champion a lot this game, but I really do love him. He's a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Well. And a fun champion that we're seeing 2-0-0 in the top lane, already has 3 turrets, just going absolutely crazy, as both teams a bit of a standstill here. The Epic Monsters won't be up for another 2 minutes, and so a bit of a vision war here, as ALG has put themselves a little bit back in it with the double kill bot. Now looking again towards bot. Udyr getting hooked by Leona, and now getting crushed down, and the ultimate from Leona going to secure the kill for Tryndamere. And that's a tough death for Udyr, as he just overextends a little bit into the bot lane. Now re-engaging onto the Vladimir into the mid lane. Hecarim going all in on him. Vladimir able to W out.
This Vlad is playing so safe, and I really respect it. That's all he really needs to do, is wait this game out, get those items under his belt, and hopefully carry those team fights in the late game. But yeah, looks like we may see a dive here from the Hecarim. No, he's going to fall off. That Udyr going down is painful for the side of ALG. That's going to make those objectives hard to contest, especially with the top side pushed all the way in, all those towers gone. And now the bot tower going down as well from the Ezreal. They are going to be having a lot of trouble with map pressure this game. Vision is going to be so important for the red side.
Yeah, ALG down now 3 towers to 0. The kills aren't too far off with 9-4, but just in terms of objective control, 2 dragons and 3 towers to make it a lot more difficult to team fight this. Now Vladimir ulting into the Syndra as well as the Ignite. A nice stun from Syndra to disengage that fight, as she would have gone down for sure. And now all 5 players from both sides towards the dragon. A nice hooking from Nautilus into the ultimate from Wukong, and Leona getting popped up for a lot of damage there. Wukong able to re-engage the ultimate onto the backline, and now Hecarim diving forward for the Wukong. Able to get it. Hecarim's getting hit by so many people here, but the ultimate fears 3 people away. Now Tryndamere focus onto the Nautilus, able to grab the kill there. Ezreal picked up Vladimir in the mid lane as well. Now Hecarim re-engaging onto the Kai'Sa, able to grab her. Udyr is the last member alive from the side of ALG and just trying to run away. Is he going to have enough? No, as Ezreal secures a double kill, and that will be the drag as well. A great team fight from the side of JHS.
Very unfortunate for ALG that they did about everything right that they possibly could have there. They kept the Kai'Sa alive in the back line. They had the Wukong zoning almost everybody off. He hit an ultimate there at some point in that fight on pretty much every member of JHS, but it just wasn't enough. And we're seeing that gold differential between the junglers, especially, and the bot lane as well, come into play now.
Yeah, if we get production to just press X here and see the goal differential between individual members. I mean, in terms of the mid lane, not too different. Vladimir's actually up a little bit, but towards mid and top, it's over a 3K gold lead per champion and on some pretty hyper carries. And now Tryndamere might be able to catch Kai'Sa out here as Kai'Sa just trying to get the heck away from him. Tryndamere, look at the Q damage on him, or pardon me, the auto attack as he just decimates the Kai'Sa in the top lane. 3 members from the side of ALG trying to rotate up to deal with this Tryndamere, but I don't even know if that's going to be enough at this point as Shocky is just going crazy. And now we see those 3 members rotate up. The Nautilus ultimate coming through as well as the Udyr Sun. He's just CC'd for so long, but he still has the ultimate available. And now ulting, just trying not to die here. And the ultimate from Wukong as well. So many auto attacks coming out here. The flash over the wall from Udyr, able to re-engage and finally getting the shutdown onto the Tryndamere. It took 4 members, but that sword wielder is finally down. And you can see the pings out. Wukong flash, Udyr flash, Wukong ult, Nautilus ult, but hey, you're still dead there in the top lane, Shocky. Finally, this man goes down.
And I'm not surprised that it took that much for them with how strong that he was, especially with those Nabori quick blades. He is able to E on a ridiculously short cooldown. So I wouldn't have been surprised if he managed to escape that, to be honest with you. But we are going to see the big shutdown going down onto the Udyr. And that's going to be huge in terms of putting him back in the game. Hopefully he'll be able to buy something nice and big on his next back and maybe even things out with the Hecarim at least a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of those 3 champions who were there in the top lane, Wukong, Nautilus, and Udyr, they definitely got the shutdown on the member they wanted to. So good gold optimization there from the side of ALG. And I like how every time they go down from a big team fight, a big loss, they're able to get right back into it, rotating towards the top lane and able to get the shutdown onto Tryndamere. Although it was a 1-for-1, definitely still worth for the side of ALG as they got that huge shutdown, which was proportional to about 3 kills. And now I'm getting deja vu here with a bit of colorblindness as 3 players from the side of JHS rotating up to get the top laner of ALG, and Wukong is going to definitely go down here as all 3 members are on him, just completely getting shredded, and Killer Khan on the Hecarim able to extend his gold lead, getting another kill onto that Wukong, and now potentially going for Baron here as they have all the pressure in the world, all 5 members here and only 4 from the side of ALG. I don't even know if they can contest this.
I don't think they can. I feel like they're going to have to fall off unless they want to contest it and potentially risk dying. Yeah, they're just going to let it go down. That was such a coordinated collapse with such good timing from JHS. They're all 3 members moving up at the same time in perfect sync and capitalizing on that Wukong being overextended, giving them a whole lot of priority in top lane and leaving AHS with, or sorry, AGL with not a lot to do.
Exactly. And also comboing that with the knowledge that all 4 members from the side of ALG who aren't Wukong were all in the bot side of the map where there were no objectives up. And I think that's just because of all the pressure that JHS has with these minion waves and the towers being gone. If you have these minions pushing into your inhibitor towers, you have to fall off and push those waves back out. And so acknowledging the fact that ALG was stuck on the bottom side of the map, a great rotation up to get the kill and into the Baron.
It looks like the Wukong is going to be going top here again, and I'm not sure if that's the best call, unless he's just trying to get some vision, which is going to be key, but we saw last time he went top lane, he was collapsed on very, very quickly, especially with the rest of his team hovering around the bot lane. So hopefully he can stay safe, and he's got that teleport up. He may be able to come for a team fight for Dragon. But we'll see how it goes.
Now Dragon up in a minute. It looks like JHS is going to try to do it. And Tryndamere going all the way in on this. Udyr, Nautilus ultimate trying to disengage. And now that's the chem tank out from Hecarim. He's so quick going in and a teleport in from Wukong, but that's not the right one as he's re-engaging with the ultimate. A nice Q onto the Hecarim and getting exhausted. Hecarim getting quite low, has to be able to ultimate out of there. And a good engage by ALG to make sure they don't die there and potentially almost get a kill, baiting out the ultimate from Hecarim, forcing him to back.
A very, very solid fight from ALG for sure. That's going to be really nice for them, managing to not get picked off, although it looks like they may still lose the Dragon here. JHS has a lot more of their members in that area of the map, but the Udyr is still top lane, and Dragon is going to be up in a minute. So hopefully, I mean, they didn't manage to lose anything, which is fantastic, but looks like they may have to give up the Dragon here, especially without that ultimate on Hecarim.
And I think we forgot here, Tryndamere on the side of JHS also has the Baron buff up as well. Now, Vladimir re-engaging onto the Tryndamere, doing a lot of damage, and Tryndamere forced to ulti out if Vladimir can get one more shot on him. And a flash forward, just trying to get the empowered Q, and look at the damage coming onto him. But Vladimir taking a lot of turret shots, doesn't matter. Tryndamere finally going down, and now that's 2 deaths in the last few minutes from Tryndamere. But I think he just did his job there, trying to distract the enemy team of ALG, allowing his side to get the Ocean Soul, which is going to be very big for this tanky Hecarim as he moves forward with a dead man's with a force of nature, a chem tank, and a bramble vest. He's going to be very, very hard to kill, and allowing himself to sustain and stay in the game longer.
You know what? As strange as it sounds, I think that was kind of a best case scenario for ALG. I mean, Tryndamere, if he had gone top lane, if he had been anywhere else and left to his own devices, he could have opened their base right up, but they managed to get that kill onto the Vlad, who is going to be one of their main carries. And of course, they had to give up the dragon and the soul, but I think they were going to have to do that anyway. At this point, they can't really contest JHS in a 5v5, so I don't think they could have really hoped for a better outcome than that, as strange as it sounds.
Yeah, ALG doing anything and everything they can to try to bring this one back into their side. We had some people in chat calling GG already, as the goal differential is so big, but even Jack Harlow's Sussman fan account, the boys who are supporting the boys, said it best. It does look over, but you can never count out ALG in this situation. A reminder, ALG actually are the defending champions from this tournament that was held last year. So Udyr now re-engaging onto the Syndra in the top lane, and Syndra has to be careful here. Ian trying to get the stun out, but I think the movement speed is going to be a little bit too much on the Udyr. The ult re-engage, not going to take him down, and Syndra able to get out of there. I can't believe she didn't die. Now the ultimate in from Leona over the wall into the Tryndamere, and now the hook forward from Leona, and Kai'Sa somehow still alive here. Now Tryndamere just tucking down the Nautilus, a flash forward into the Kai'Sa, the double kill, the micro outplay from Shocky as he continues to dominate this game. Now re-engaging onto the Vladimir. Vladimir doing a lot of damage. He's already killed you once. Tryndamere have to be careful, but it doesn't matter. Shocky is on a killing spree, getting a triple kill in the bot lane.
I felt that flash auto attack in my soul. That thunk that came down onto the Kai'Sa, that hurt me in real life.
Oh my goodness.
And I want to double back to that. Syndra in the top lane doing an excellent job of staying away. Her E's have been, or excuse me, her W's to save herself. I'm not sure.
Oh, and now the Leona hook under the turret, onto the Wukong, getting just CC'd out of there, trying to ultimate flashing forward, and now Hecarim getting stunned, but still trying to re-engage. The ultimate coming in from Ezreal, but the fancy footwork from Udyr and Wukong to dodge that. Great dodge ability from both of them, being able to stay alive, but now the inhibitor in the middle lane falling for the side of ALG, rotating towards the top lane as well. Some great macro plays from the side of JHS to completely crack the space wide on open.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the entire base fall here, and if they can get a few more picks, they may be able to get the game, but I think they're just going to back out as the rest of ALG is coming back up, and they're going to be left in a very, very rough spot here.
Aaron is going to be up in 30 seconds and potentially just looking to grab that to finish the game off. What was looking like a closer game a few minutes ago has just been completely blown up by the side of JHS, and especially Shocky just getting kills that he has no business getting. Again, that flash Q on Kai'Sa was just disgusting.
It really was. I will have nightmares about that for as long as I can remember it. So Shocky, congratulations for haunting my nightmares. But yeah, really unfortunate that we haven't seen the Kai'Sa have more of a chance to really pop off this game. Looking at the bot lane scores, the side of JHS are 4, 3, and 19 combined, and the side of ALG is 1, 9, and 8, which is a massive differential. And that gold lead now upwards of 14K, which is going to be almost impossible for them to claw it back from unless they can make a bunch of great plays back to back with the Leona engaging on the Nautilus.
Look at that hook over the wall from Leona. Doesn't have anybody else supporting, but she's just so tanky now at this point. It doesn't matter, as there are 3 waves of empowered minions going in. This might be the end of the game here, folks, as they are just demolishing them under tower. Nautilus able to grab an ultimate onto 2 people, now linking that with the Wukong ultimate as he goes in as well. The Kai'Sa able to get the kill onto the Syndra, and now Hecarim ultimate going through, but Tryndamere diving the backline, able to get 1, now 2, and now re-engaging onto the Udyr. That's going to be 3 for Shocky as he goes in. Vladimir trying to dive the backline, still isn't dead, but the W, as soon as that is over, is going to die. Zanya is just staying alive for as long as he possibly can. Finally, the pony re-engaging here as Vladimir, you got too much lifesteal in your kit. Doesn't matter. That is going to be game number 1 for JHS as we have